How's it going, guys? This is Obi Kenobi 93 HD here, and specifically today, this is my first ever video of my experience with FC24, or as people still call it, FIFA, even though FIFA has been, of course, have separated from EA Sports. Um, there has been a lot of, I guess, pretty much pros and cons about this game that EA have released this year. Um, and one important thing to note is that this game is very different, but yet, as you can say, it's probably still the same game as like any other game that has been released throughout pretty much every year. When EA released FIFA or FC, however you want to call it, it's always going to be the same game regardless. No matter how much they change it, no matter how much they put in work, quote unquote, work onto the game, which they don't really put that much effort into it because they just copy and paste like any other FIFA that has been released. Again, or FC. For some reason, I just call it FIFA regardless. It's FIFA, whatever. Um, so as I said before, there's pros and cons with this game. Maybe I think there's a bit more cons than pros, honestly. But I mean, but this is from my experience, obviously. For you guys in the comment section, that if you want to comment on your experience of FC, go for it. More power to you. Like whatever, I'll read every comment that comes up on YouTube. This is going to be uploaded for YouTube. So, one thing I want to talk about is, importantly, that people really get annoyed about is gameplay. Over the past few FIFAs, gameplay has been literally all over the place. Whether you're using, well, actually, I want to show you my squad. This is a squad I have at the moment. The first 3 months of the game, I did implement myself to using only a full women's squad, which over those 3 months it was pretty good, pretty decent. But as of January 1st, 2024, on New Year's, EA released a year in review pack, which pretty much you pack any type of card that has been released. I think it was in November, or was it October? I think it was October or November. I don't remember. Anyway, so I when I opened that pack, I'm like, okay, I don't expect anything crazy. I don't expect anything nuts. Obviously, garbage cards or fodder cards, as you would call them. And before you know it, EA had decided to give me a 92 Player of the Month Mbappe. Out of nowhere. Surprisingly. One thing I can say about this card, it's incredible. Obviously, like there's no point of doing the 93 for like 1+ upgrade on every stat, or 2+, whatever it is. He's incredible. He's insanely good on the ball, especially of his, I guess, rapid plus playstyle. But either way, that was a huge pull for me, and very surprising still. I still cannot believe it. But even when using a player like Mbappe, right, or Haaland, let's just say Haaland. Let's say Haaland or Mbappe. Two strikers, very different from stats, obviously. They both have actually good pace. Once you jump into a game, you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna jump into a game, play a match. and you expect obviously the gameplay to be good. When in reality, it's not that great gameplay wise. For some reason, during the day, gameplay is, I'm actually going to be very honest, gameplay is garbage. Literally during the day. I have no idea why. Because EA, being EA, their coding is absolutely disgraceful. As well, not only the coding, but as well as the servers, of how slow the servers are every single day, every single hour, whatever. Like, you're trying to like run with Mbappe, right? For example, you use Mbappe, you're trying to run on net. You feel like your player is being dragged back, and the defenders of your opponent is able to catch up on your striker that has 98 pace like Mbappe does, and like it's crazy. It's actually really crazy. Like, gameplay has been, I'm gonna be honest, very furious the past 3 months that I've played this game. From my experience, as a not only as like a semi-casual player, but also like a semi-competitive player. I'm a little bit of both. I'm gonna be honest with that, because when it comes to rivals, I'm actually competitive. I'm uncompetitive. I'm like, okay, like I want to win, whatever, etc., etc. Now, of course, the thing with that, depending, the one thing I do like from this game, well, one of the things I'm gonna put in some pros in here. One of the things I like about this year is evolutions. It's pretty much you pick a player or you buy a player from the market. You see your favorite player, or you see a very original player that you want to evo. You get to upgrade their stats. For instance, one of my favorite players right now is this one, Danielle Colaprico, or Colaprico, I think that's how you pronounce it. At first she was, I think it was like I evoed her to an 82 or 83 rated center mid. Then another Evo came out. I forgot which one it was, but I was able to double upgrade Danielle to a crazy midfielder, like almost like a Hulk gang type of player. Of course, with the 75 shooting, but with a Hunter, she goes up to I think like 80, 81 shooting, with 87, 88 pace. Overall, this card looks absolutely incredible. 83 pace, 75 shooting, 85 passing, 85 dribbling, 86 defending with 81 physical. Like, pretty much almost all out, pretty much crazy card. And with that specific Evo came with a upgraded weak foot, which makes her get a 5-star weak foot. The skills, I don't really care on a midfielder, honestly. Like, I already have like a bunch of skills like Mbappe, and I just evoed actually Millard from the Women's Super League Manchester United women's team. And for her card to be upgraded to an 87, which was the Team of the Week upgrade, gave her some pretty good, a small decent upgrade. Obviously not great on stamina wise, but she still gets the job done regardless. For me, anyway, of course. But and all, does it help when gameplay is bad? Heck no. No freaking way. Because regardless any type of player, what are you using? For me, when I'm using, for example, Bompastor, Sonia, who looks incredible by the way, for a card like this. Like, I could defend an attacker with Bompastor, but for some reason she starts slowing down in gameplay, which doesn't make any sense. Either gameplay is good or either gameplay is bad. It's so idiotic of having to play a game that has so much freaking delay. And by the way, this is actually on old gen gameplay. I play on old gen. The reason why I don't go to next gen, I keep going back to it, but I keep removing myself from next gen. Why? Because of all that hyper motion 5 BS, whatever you call it. Like, I can't handle myself, or I can't see myself playing next gen. Like, from the standpoint, no matter how graphics look good, like on next gen wise, gameplay is just so crazy dumb and moronic. Now, there is a feature I actually want to talk about that's a pro that someone in the company of EA have decided to actually use their brain, is the left trigger selecting menu. Now that is actually makes it easier to navigate through your freaking menu experience. Like, you go to objectives, or you want to go to your squad, you go to your squad. You go to your SPC, you go to SPC. That's actually one of my favorite features of guiding through the menus quicker rather than just backing out, backing in, backing out with their Xbox button or PlayStation controller on the buttons. Rather than using multiple buttons, you use the left trigger and that's it. Now, the thing I've noticed actually about Evos though is that it seems for some reason, I don't know if you guys could catch it. If you guys caught it, then good. If not, then the thing with the evolutions I've seen, I don't know if you noticed, some evolutions tend to release when you're about to do an evolution. For instance, you do an evolution called, what was that other one? Actually, let me check in my evolutions. For example, Pep's Legacy. There you go. Let's check like Pep's Legacy. This was released on the day it was released. Obviously, like I can't remember what day it was, but it turns pretty much your card into a crazy left back. For example, I'm gonna Evo Rauch, which she's gonna have 4-star skills and 5-star weak foot at the end of the upgrade, which actually makes it insane. But apparently there was a Evo that would actually start out first before doing the Pep's Legacy, which I think it was Keep Up, wasn't it? No, I think it was Crossing Crusader. Yeah, I think it was Crossing Crusader. How illogical of EA releasing an Evo that's higher, but yet they release another Evo that's a bit lower that could be a possible upgrade, a possible double upgrade on that specific card you want to do. That could go one or two ratings higher, which for some reason EA being EA, they tend to do everything backwards. And from what I think I saw on Twitter, I'm not calling it X, I'm still calling it Twitter. Apparently there was a post about certain Evos on their stats, like either get boosted, like certain stats get boosted, but certain stats don't. Which is kind of weird, because if that's actually true, then damn, that's freaking crazy then, because EA's basically putting you into a position where you're upgrading your player. There's a certain stat that you love to see on your player being upgraded, but then again, the other stat that you're seeing is way beyond, like way below par, which is actually insane. Now that's my experience as of right now within the 3 months of FC24. Because certainly, honestly, like, it's all about pretty much how the gameplay is. Gameplay is the most dumbest thing we've ever seen this year, and how broken it is actually. Now, as we can tell, obviously, looking at the store, for example, global limits, promo packs, whatever, I can tell you right now, this is the most pay to win FC or FIFA we have ever seen. We have currently, like, how many promo packs do we have right now? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 freaking promo packs in the freaking store. How crazy that is, by the way. Like, damn. And with Team of the Year coming within January, I think the end of January, it's gonna be insane. I wouldn't be surprised if EA actually released a pack that will guarantee you a Team of the Year. Any Team of the Year. It doesn't matter, like the rating max, whatever. Any Team of the Year, I bet you. Watch. For example, this Ultra Wildcard pack, it says 600,000 coins to spend one pack on it, or you have to spend 4,000 FC points. I guarantee something like that's gonna happen for Team of the Year, where they're gonna include, you get guaranteed Team of the Year plus rated, I don't know, A's, or like here, like what it says in the description, includes, for example, guaranteed Team of the Year player item with that is pretty much whatever, guaranteed Team of the Year, and then it's gonna add 11 players rated 88 or higher. For sure, they're gonna add that, and with the guaranteed Team of the Year, it's gonna be around probably, like, I would say 750,000 to a million coins within that range. And for the FC points, it'll probably be like, I don't know, like, for instance, this is like 4,000, right? 4,000 FC points. I would probably say EA would probably put, I don't know, like, what, between 5,000 to 7,000 FC points just to open the pack. And damn, that's over a $50 pack. I wouldn't be surprised EA would do that. That's how crazy FC is this year. It's so pay to win, and so how broken. And the menus are still broken, by the way. Menus are still broken. Objectives, like, it's saying I completed 2 objectives, but seeing my objectives, obviously, I've already claimed them, but yet that's still broken. That red notification bar is still broken. Like, I don't have any objectives, like, shown. And one last thing I actually want to talk about is the fact that there's a bunch of leaks going around about Team of the Year, etc., or the next promo, which is actually before Team of the Year, is called FC Fire and Ice, or for some reason EA call it now FC Versus. Which is kind of a weird way to do it. I don't know why they name it like that. As you can see there's the card design, which is actually, I think they actually improved that design from last year. The fire from last year, it didn't even look like a fire card. Credit to the freaking EA content designers that freaking create those cards like crazy. So, with that being said, leagues have pretty much, ruined the whole experience for not only for a lot of people, for pretty much almost everyone, including myself, whether even content creators that are streaming this game on Twitch or YouTube, etc. Now, do I expect leaks to go away over time? I wish they did, but no, that's not happening. Of how crazy leaks are being able to be put up now, I think EA are not even doing anything about it, which is surprising. I don't think they're gonna do anything about it because I think they're just in it with they're just going along with the path with leaks, even though themselves EA are releasing schedules of what's being released or what content is being released, regardless. Like, they're just going with it. Like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. As if there's a leaker that works for EA. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. But it's just crazy. I'm absolutely flabbergasted of how leaks are just so easily seen this more than ever this year. It just ruins the experience, and it's just unbelievable. So, with that being said, that's pretty much my experience for FC24 for the first 3 months of this release. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, gameplay is always freaking good or bad. Like, most of the time it's usually bad, regardless. Gameplay is bad. The leaks have gone much more crazier this year than last year. EA being EA, they're very so diluted. So the question is, will EA literally ever listen to the FC FIFA community? I don't think so. Which is kind of sad, because a lot of us have so many input on the game or opinions on the game. They don't really listen to one of our critique conversations or our comments, whatever. They just blatantly ignore every single player or FC content creator that talks about this game specifically, because they know if you mention something bad about the game, they're obviously gonna get butthurt for no freaking reason. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it's so dumb. Like, they only want to hear people. They only want to hear people talking about much more positive things about the game than rather than negative, which actually makes it worse, because gameplay is never gonna improve. Leaks are going more crazy. They're not gonna get rid of them. And top it all off, the game in general, menu wise, it's super slow for some reason, and the game's very buggy still. So I'm pretty sure, and I think I just talked about more cons than pros about this game, because there's nothing really positive about this. The only thing positive thing is the left trigger menu selection, which is actually way much easier to glide through the menus. Other than that, and evos, but the way how they implemented evos, it's just so confusing. And actually, one more thing I actually want to talk about, which actually includes evos, is why in the world would they ever put a specific max requirement? Like, that's also another thing. Why are they putting max requirements on evos when we already had evos during the first 3 months of the game, and yet most of our evolutions do not pretty much like fit in the requirements. Like, it's so dumb. Like, dude, for instance, like for pitch commander, like there's like these are the certain obviously defense mids or center mids that could be evoed, because they're not maxed out from the requirements. But yet, if you have an evo that's already maxed out with the certain evo, and then there's an evo that actually matches for your player but does not fit the requirement, you're not able to double upgrade, which is kind of dumb. It's to the point where I think you might have to wait on evos now to see certain upgrades on that specific player that could match up for a double or even a triple upgrade on that player specifically. So this is another one that really shot EA themselves in the foot for this, is the max requirements. Or the most annoying thing is the number of playstyles plus max 0. So that's another big con, obviously. Again, I said I talked about more cons than pros about this game this year. I'll mention it one more time. The left trigger menu selection, that's a W. That's a W for whoever did it. I applaud to that. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it that I want to talk about for the freaking game, because it's just so annoying. EA don't listen and probably will never will. Like, how do you expect this game to ever improve over the years that no one that we actually enjoy playing, but actually, okay, no, that we, it's like, it's pretty much a love and hate relationship with this game. Pretty much a love and hate relationship. The reason why I still play it, from my experience, I just love football in general. Football is one of my favorite sports of all time. That's why I continue to play this game, regardless. And what's keeping me more engaged with this game is the evolutions. So for all you that's watching this video, comment below on your experience with I was gonna say EA, with FC24 / FIFA, however you want to call it. Comment below your experience within this first 3 months of the game, which we're actually going into 4 months at the end of January, which is close to Team of the Year, and to see what you want improved for next year, FC25, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to freaking release FC25 or however they call it. But, you know what? All in all, I think that's pretty much everything I had to say about this game. Do I want to be negative about any type of game like this? Absolutely not. But when it comes to critiquing EA for this, they gotta really step it up. Because this game is never gonna be perfect unless they actually make an actual change within gameplay. So on that note, and huge bombshell, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.